What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Big Buck here, and today we'll be reacting to Michael Jackson's mind-blowing predictions that came true. And there's so many predictions that Michael made over the years that it just blows people's minds to this day, even after 15 years after he's gone. So let's go ahead and start watching this clip. Start watching this video by MJ Forever.
Did Michael Jackson predict the future? It might sound unbelievable, but when you look at his music, his words, and even his personal fears, it's hard to ignore the eerie accuracy of some of his predictions. From warning about climate change, to foreshadowing the rise of technology, and even hinting at events that would shake the world, MJ seemed to have an almost prophetic vision.
Okay, real quick, I just want to make this make this known. Oh, sorry, my bad, chat. My bad, chat. Full disclosure, before we get even more into it, yeah, he made some of that stuff. He predicted a lot of things, so including the pandemic, wearing surgical masks was okay, and people don't call you weird. So, yeah.
Some say it was just his deep understanding of the world around him, while others believe he saw what was coming long before the rest of us did. But one thing is certain, his words hit even harder today. And when you hear some of these predictions, you'll be shocked at just how much Michael Jackson got right.
Alright, MJ Forever, good.
Earth Song, a warning about climate change.
One of the great
Michael
songs.
Jackson's Earth Song wasn't just a plea for the environment, it was a warning. Released in 1995, the song paints a devastating picture of deforestation, pollution, and the destruction of nature. With lyrics like, "What about flowering fields? Is there a time?" And "What about forest trails? We've turned kingdoms to dust." MJ was highlighting the damage humans were doing to the planet.
And the fact that they reenact everything on stage, just mind-blowing. And we're like 1 minute and 15 seconds into this. I'm already mind-blown.
At the time, climate change wasn't the mainstream issue it is today. But fast forward to now, and the world is facing record-breaking heat waves, rising sea levels, and natural disasters at an alarming rate. Scientists and activists are now pushing for the same message Michael sang about nearly 30 years ago. If we don't act now, the Earth will suffer beyond repair. And he wasn't just singing about it. Michael took action. He donated millions to environmental causes and even planned a global initiative to heal the planet. But as always, his warnings were ignored. But this wasn't the only time MJ seemed to foresee the future. His next message was just as powerful, and the world still hasn't fully embraced it. Heal the world, a call for global unity. Michael Jackson wasn't just an entertainer. He was a visionary who believed in a better world. Heal the World, released in 1991, was more than just a song. It was a message. MJ urged people to come together, erase borders, and work toward a future of peace, love, and unity. He sang, "There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me." At the time, many saw it as an emotional plea, but looking at the world today, it feels like a prophecy. From wars and political tensions to global pandemics and humanitarian crises.
Literally, gang, I tell you, man, this is, and I just literally said about the pandemic.
The world is more divided than ever. MJ's call for unity was ignored by many, but those lyrics hold more weight now than ever before. Governments, leaders, and even everyday people are realizing that if we don't come together, we risk tearing the world apart. But Michael didn't just predict global struggles. He also had chilling foresight into a crisis that would personally affect him in the years to come. A chilling warning about the prescription drug crisis. Michael Jackson wasn't afraid to talk about uncomfortable truths, and in Morphine, he did just that. Released in 1997, this dark and haunting song tackled the dangers of addiction, particularly to powerful prescription drugs. With lyrics like, "Relax, this won't hurt you before I put it in, close your eyes and count to 10, MJ painted a disturbing picture of dependency and the seductive.
And the fact that Michael was addicted to it, to the prescription medication, it was a foreseeable way into his passing, which is another sad, tragic day.
Pull of painkillers. At the time, the opioid crisis hadn't reached the catastrophic levels we see today. But now, prescription drug abuse has skyrocketed, claiming lives and shaking industries, just as Michael warned. What makes this prediction even more unsettling is that Michael himself would later become a victim of the very issue he sang about. He reportedly struggled with prescription medication in his final years, and his tragic passing in 2009 was linked to a powerful anesthetic. It was as if he saw his own fate coming, long before the rest of the world did. But addiction wasn't the only thing he seemed to predict. Michael also had an eerie understanding of how technology would reshape our lives, for better and worse. Michael Jackson's eerie prediction of a global health crisis. For years, people thought Michael Jackson's habit of wearing face masks was just an eccentric quirk. But what if he was actually ahead of his time? Michael was frequently seen in public with surgical masks, sometimes even gloves, long before it became common. Many mocked him, calling it paranoia. But those close to him later revealed that Michael had spoken about a future where a deadly virus would spread across the world. His former bodyguard, Matt Fittis, claimed that Michael was obsessed with protecting himself from potential airborne diseases. According to Fittis, Michael believed that one day, a virus would force people to wear masks, avoid public places, and change the way they live forever. Decades later, his prediction became a reality. In 2020, the world faced a devastating global health crisis, and suddenly, everyone was wearing masks, just like Michael did years before. Was it just a coincidence, or did Michael Jackson truly foresee the future? And his predictions didn't stop there. He also warned the world about something even bigger, our planet's destruction. Michael Jackson's chilling insight into global conflict. Michael Jackson wasn't just a musical genius. He seemed to have an uncanny ability to sense global events before they happened. One of the most shocking examples? His eerie references to terrorism and global unrest. In his 1996 short film for They Don't Care About Us, Michael showcased violent imagery of war, oppression, and people fighting against injustice. At the time, some thought it was just a bold artistic choice. But looking back, the themes in his work became shockingly relevant in the years that followed. After the tragic events of September 11, 2001,
I was so young when 9/11 happened. I know that I think George Bush was still president at that time, I think, when the re-elections were happening. But yeah, that's the most really sad day in American history.
Many fans revisited Michael's past statements, and some even suggested that he had foreseen a world gripped by terror and political chaos. In fact, Michael had once expressed fears of a world becoming more divided, violent, and controlled. He even stated in an interview, "They don't care about us. The world is full of hate. We need to fix it before it's too late." Years later, global tensions escalated. Terrorist attacks shocked the world, and divisions grew stronger, just as Michael seemed to fear. And if you think this is all a coincidence, wait until you hear how he predicted the future of the music industry. Michael Jackson's prediction of the music industry's future. Michael Jackson wasn't just ahead of his time musically. He saw where the entire industry was heading before anyone else did. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Michael spoke openly about how the music business was changing. He warned that major record labels would lose power as artists became more independent, and he foresaw how digital platforms would take over. During a famous 2002 speech, he said, "The industry takes advantage of artists. They control what you hear, what you see, and how artists make money. But one day, artists will take back control." At the time, people didn't fully understand what he meant. But today, that's exactly what happened. Streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube have completely changed how music is consumed. Independent artists now have the power to release music without needing a major label, something Michael fought for in his own career. Even his battle with Sony Music was proof that he saw the corruption in the industry. He exposed how record labels manipulated artists, and he believed that music ownership was the most powerful thing an artist could have. And ironically, after his passing, his own music catalog became one of the most valuable in the world, just like he predicted. But perhaps the most chilling prediction of all was what he said.
For artists like myself and stuff, are now, and because the landscape of the music business and such has become really different over the years, especially after Michael died. That is a chilling prediction that I think is really not really far-fetched, because I'm not signed to any label. I do have my own indie label, but it's more only a constantly of me and only me.
About his own legacy. Michael Jackson's chilling prediction of his own fate. Michael Jackson wasn't just a visionary in music, he also had an unsettling foresight about his own demise. In the months leading up to his tragic passing in 2009, Michael reportedly expressed deep fears that he was being targeted. In handwritten notes, he wrote haunting words. "They are trying to murder me." He even confided in close friends and family that he feared for his life. Michael was convinced that powerful forces were plotting against him, and he made it clear that if anything happened to him, it wouldn't be an accident. What's even more disturbing, he allegedly told his former manager, Dieter Weisner, "They're going to kill me for my catalog." Michael owned a valuable share of the Sony ATV music catalog, which included rights to songs by the Beatles and many other artists worth billions of dollars. Then, on June 25, 2009, the world was shocked by his sudden death. The official cause was cardiac arrest due to a powerful anesthetic, but to this day, many fans believe Michael's fears were justified. But this was just one of many chilling predictions he made, and some were even more shocking.
There are elements of all of that, I believe. I believe there's a lot of elements into what he was predicting about his own fate. And that's to me chills, because like I kind of feel what he said. Um, I can't get into the specifics, but I just want to throw it out there. Um, and TJ Jackson, who I interviewed on my podcast, he didn't really want to say too much, but people know who they are. People know who they are. So I just want to throw it out there. And people at MJ Forever, they did a good job on this video so far, I will say.
Or Michael Jackson knew his legacy would outlive him. Michael Jackson didn't just predict the future of music, he predicted his own immortality. Throughout his career, Michael often spoke about how he wanted to create something that would last forever. He once said, "I want my music to live on long after I'm gone. I want people to remember me, not just as an artist, but as someone who changed the world." And today, that's exactly what happened. Even after his passing in 2009, Michael remains one of the most influential figures in music history. His songs are still played worldwide. New generations.
I'm sorry. And wow, that's how I wanted to feel. I want people to remember me when I'm gone, but I highly doubt that people will ever remember me. But yeah, but I feel the same way. That's why me and Michael, at least to me, in my own opinion. But that's just me though.
Generations continue to discover his artistry, and his impact can be seen in nearly every major artist today. His estate has generated billions of dollars, breaking records for posthumous earnings year after year. From the This Is It documentary to unreleased music, his presence has never faded. And just as he predicted, his influence only grew stronger. Michael always knew that his legacy wasn't just about hit songs. It was about something much bigger. And looking at how his music, messages, and predictions still shape the world today, it's clear that he saw it all coming. So the question is, was Michael Jackson just incredibly intuitive, or did he truly have a glimpse into the future? Michael Jackson wasn't just a global icon. He was a visionary. From predicting his own tragic fate to foreseeing major world events, his
Yeah, it's a great video. That's a great video. And this is MJ Michael Jackson's mind blowing predictions that came true by MJ Forever. Um, they did a good video. So go ahead and give them a like and subscribe. And if you want to watch the video without my reaction and my full commentary, go ahead and subscribe to MJ Forever on their YouTube account. And as many people know, is that I am a big Michael Jackson fan. I love Michael Jackson, and I think everybody could say the same thing. And tell me what's your favorite Michael Jackson song and favorite memory of Michael Jackson if you have met Michael Jackson before. Um, yeah, and it's so very beautiful. And yeah,